Okay, in 1984, Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd brung us this. Fantastic. Then in 1989, they returned with this. Equally as good and entertaining. And 2009, this came onto the market. Yeah, video game version. Another good part of the franchise. Very, very entertaining, good video game. Then things went quiet on the Ghostbusters front for a little while, and fans of the franchise started to call out that we want another instalment. Nobody wanted this. We didn't want a reboot. We wanted a sequel. We wanted the story to carry on. I mean, okay, fair enough. 30 years after the original movies, the original Ghostbusters are okay. Fair enough. They're too old to be running around New York and saving the world from demons and ghosts and so on. So keep the story going. Have a new generation of Ghostbusters come through. So nobody wanted a reboot. We wanted a sequel. Thank God for Ghostbusters Afterlife. It is exactly what we wanted. I mean, it follows on perfectly. It's just a really fun and enjoyable film to watch. So it's got good acting all round, and there's good individual characters who are all quite essential to the plot. And it's everything you want from a Ghostbusters film. Yeah, it's got good action sequences, good special effects, subtle humour, and a fair amount of emotion in it as well. Essentially, the film follows Egon Spengler's daughter, who's played by Carrie Coon, and his grandchildren. Sadly, Egon has just passed away, and they inherit his home, which is in a town in the middle of nowhere. His grandchildren are completely unaware of who their grandfather was, and they just believe he was a bit of a madman who just neglected his family. But as the film goes on, they do uncover, who their actual grandfather was and the reasons why he abandoned them. And essentially, his grandchildren, along with a couple of other kids, basically take on the role of the Ghostbusters. So there's the carry on. There's your new generation of Ghostbusters. And as I said, it's everything we wanted the sequel to be. It's actually directed by Jason Reitman, who is Ivan Reitman's son, and Ivan Reitman was obviously the director of the original Ghostbusters film. But so it's a really good storyline. The storyline actually picks up really well from the original Ghostbusters film, and you've got a lot of the same characters in it, such as you've got the Devil Dogs in it, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or Men, and you've got Gozer, Ivan Shandor, and it's not a spoiler, it's no surprise. The original three ghosts, the remaining original three Ghostbusters also make an appearance in it, and so it was just absolutely perfect for a Ghostbusters sequel. I mean, it's got all the same music in it. I mean, it's got Ecto whammering around the streets. I say great action sequences. They've used all the same props. They've got the same proton packs, the same traps, the same uniforms. They've not tried to be clever and make it look more of an updated proton pack or anything like that. And so it's got good acting in it from Carrie Coon, who as I said, plays Egon's daughter, and Paul Rudd does a very entertaining role in it as well as the local school teacher. But for me, the most standout performances of the actual whole film were the children, the ones who essentially took on the role of the new Ghostbusters, and especially the girl who plays the part of Phoebe. Her name's McKenna Grace. I mean, for a 15-year-old, she gives such a polished performance. It is really, really impressive. But I say it's got a good storyline, and it flows at a fairly decent pace, gradually increasing towards the end, and it increases nicely towards quite an epic, entertaining, and actually very emotional climax. So there's a lot of laughs in the climax, but there will be a few tears as well. And saying that when the Ghostbusters arrive, the original Ghostbusters, they're absolutely fantastic. You've got Bill Murray is just with the same sarky little jokes and things. Ernie Hudson is just as cool as they come as Winston, and Dan Aykroyd is he's just Ray. It's amazing that it's absolutely no different. I mean, it's almost as if or even though they look older, obviously, but it's like they've just stepped off the set of Ghostbusters 2 and straight onto the set of Afterlife, because they're absolutely in character. They've nailed it once again. And so there's a cut scene in the credits which is very entertaining, and there's also a post credit scene which sort of hints at another sequel on its way. So yeah, it does just enough to whet the appetite nicely. So make sure you hang around for that. But as I say, it's just a really entertaining film. It's everything what Ghostbusters fans wanted. I mean, I absolutely love Ghostbusters. I loved I loved the two original films. Wasn't a fan of the other one. I mean, as I said, some people did really enjoy it, but I think for me, I didn't like it because I didn't want a reboot. I just, it's not broke. You don't need to fix it. Just keep adding to the storyline. But as I say, as I always say, this is just my opinion. Please make up your own, but I would thoroughly recommend you watching it. It's just a great movie. It's really entertaining, and I'm going to give it 4.5 Stay Puffs out of quite fittingly 4.5 Stay Puffs out of 5. But yeah, obviously make up your own opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.